Guys, I know it's been a while. I finished my first year of college. Crazy, intense, crazy, everything. A lot of stuff happened. I like to think I changed a lot. I think I grew a lot. If I'm being honest, I think moving more towards the person I want to be and the person that I hope to be and the best person I can be. So I guess the point of this video is just to talk about this year, everything that happened, the ups and downs, the goods, the bads, and the uglies. As you guys saw, I used to be almost kind of diligent with making videos, or vlogs. I don't even think you call that a vlog. Anyway, but you guys saw the first few weeks of my time at Western and being a Bronco, and just to recap, it was very weird, very awkward, very everything. It was very intense getting dropped into a new state where I know maybe 3 people and I don't have any classes with them. That being said, I did end up meeting within the first few weeks people from the Chicago area, and that really helped, I think, because I did know that there were going to be people from Chicago, but it is a Michigan school, so the overwhelming majority is from Michigan, and so that was scary because I have all these experiences and things from here back home that I couldn't really talk about with people from, I couldn't talk to them about certain things that I'd probably talk about without explaining everything, and which, without it being a big deal. And yeah, but I found it very comforting when I did realize that I knew people from Chicago in some of my classes. Especially in the aviation house, it was really nice to find some people that were from here. That being said, I did take the FYE class, the first year experience, or whatnot. I can't really remember the title. I think that's pretty much what it was called. It was a bad class. Not bad. It's not bad, but like, what I thought I would get out of it, I felt wasn't met. My standard wasn't met necessarily. I did meet a lot of people, and don't get me wrong, it helped me meet some of my best friends from Western. It did. That's how I met Bianca, Becca, and Bailey. Great. Like, I met so many people through that class. I experienced so many things I probably wouldn't have known or have gone to otherwise unless I was forced by this class. I became more comfortable, I feel, as a first year student. I feel like I got more comfortable with campus a lot quicker than most people would in their first year without this class. So I am really grateful for that class, and so my first few weeks were scary. I'm not gonna lie, they were scary. Very scary. But you know, I look back on it and I think it was crazy insane, and I loved every second of it, and I wouldn't have changed a thing about the first few weeks. First things I've ever done at Western. I really wouldn't. along with that too is that I did have a good roommate. We did get along really well. And I still think it's super weird, and I don't even know what else to call it. It's super weird that we both went to the same aviation camp, Women's Soar, Youth Soar, and they just happened to put us together as roommates. Still find that a little creepy, but, you know, it's whatever. It worked out really well, I think, in the end. And I'm glad I got Emily as my first roommate. Along with the first few weeks came meeting new people. And meeting new people, just in Henry alone in the aviation house, there were 6 or 7 of us who became friends, and for the most part we were a family. We designated Josh as our dad, and it was great. We made a bunch of dad memes. We had adventures. We spent a lot of time together. We did a lot of things together, made multiple group chats with each other. Yeah, and it was crazy, and I honestly loved the family. The family was good. It was nice. It was nice to know that they were there, and they were just fun to hang out with. You can't stay with the same people all the time, and I realized that, and so I did, and I still do hang out with Nayeli a lot. Nayeli was my RA. She's become one of my closest friends, I feel, and she did end up being my college mom for the most part. She exposed me to a lot of things I definitely would not have seen myself doing. A bunch of cultural diverse activities I probably would not have gone to. Nayeli is a phenomenal woman. She was super busy all year. She's a senior. She was an RA, which makes college a whole lot harder with all the stuff they have to do and put up with. And there were definite challenges with her being an RA, and I'm glad she stuck it through, and I got to witness her start her own multicultural sorority. I think that's how I'm gonna say it. If I'm wrong, please don't kill me. I'm sorry. But I was very proud at her coming out, and I realized how much I do love Nayeli. Like, as cheesy as it sounds, I do love her. She is my mom. But I'm definitely proud of all the things she's done just in the 1 year I've known her. She's helped me through a lot. She's helped me through relationship stuff. She's helped with me when I was not motivated at all. She's helped me with work situations that were hard on me. She's helped me out with friends and family and missing home and making and meeting new people and making friends. She's helped me with a lot my first year, and I don't know and I don't wish any of that to be different. I so thrilled that she was my RA my first year. But like I did kind of just mention, I made new groups of friends, various people I've met, and I started getting invited to things that weren't on campus, which was really cool for me being out of state. Like, I don't know the area, I don't have a car on campus, I don't really know what there is to do, but I started getting invited out places, and I started getting invited out to clubs with Lamb, Alexis, Nayeli was there a few times, to this club called Metro, and that was something. It's a gay club bar, or was a gay club bar. It's closed now, which is sad, but I got invited out there for the last 3-4 times on Thursdays. I think it was Thursdays that we would go out, and I did get it on a few times, which was interesting. There were a bunch of stories there, but this week's gonna be super long if I go through all that. I did work on my pool game this year though. That was fun. And then eventually, when Metro did shut down, Alexis, Lamb, Cody, Tyler, and I, for the most part, there'd be some other people sometimes, but we started going to this place just across the street from campus, which no idea existed, right behind the den, but we started going to this club called The Mix, and we went on Tuesdays, and Tuesdays were open mic night, and that was wild because I have always had an interest in spoken and slam poetry and stuff of that nature, so it was really cool going there and getting to see people be so open and flowing, and it was really good. I loved going every night there. It was fantastic. Sometimes people would come up and sing originals or covers, and when people did sing originals, it was great because it's like seeing the local talent, local music. It was kind of like, to me, it was kind of as if I was checking out local bands back home, like Cliffhanger and Sleep On It and stuff. I mean, not to that scale, it was just an open mic night and poetry, but it felt like that. It felt like I was doing what I could be back home, and it reminded me a lot of home. And yeah, it was just a great time. Now the Mix is closing, I think, so I don't know what we're gonna do next year, but we'll find something, I'm sure. With all of this first semester, I had a job at Valley Dining, which is a cafeteria type place on campus, dining hall. And in this dining hall there are micro venues with different types of food. So a lot happened this year. Keep in mind, this is my first job ever, so it was like all new to me, and very exciting getting paid, but my first venue was at the deli, and story short, I ended up meeting Adam, Kelly, and Amy there. We became a family, by all means. We call ourselves the Bread Family. It's great. We still keep in touch with each other. Adam and I are literally like brother and sister. It's fantastic. But annoying at the same time sometimes. But I also second semester, my schedule changed, and so did my shifts and the venues I worked at. And so I did work at the grill in Valley Dining, and it's great. I loved it. I learned how to grill. I learned a lot. It was fun. I did have a hard time when one of my coworkers did disrespect me and go off on me, which did make me really upset. I try really hard. I'm proud of what I do. I do my job and I do it well. And don't get me wrong, we all mess with each other. We all swear. We all like have fun. Like, it's a pretty laid back environment. But this coworker he went over and beyond the line. There was no respect in the way he treated me. None of it. And so I did end up going to my bosses, and they did handle the situation, and it got better, and he ultimately did get fired. So that was very hard, and like I said before, Natalie was very helpful, and so was my family, because I did tell my family about this, because I was conflicted on what to do. I didn't want to get people in trouble. That's not what I aim to do. I'm very, I want other people, I don't want to be the reason for other people's failure. I don't. So I try to just deal with it and, bring people up and help them reach their goals that way. And I didn't know what to do about this situation. So I did talk to Nayeli and talk to my friends on campus. And I did talk to my family. And I ultimately did go to my boss, and that's what happened. But all in all, I met great people at my job. I loved my job. I can't wait to go back in the fall. It's going to be great. But yeah, it's been a whirlwind, trying to balance work and school and making friends and having a social life. But I wouldn't change it. No, I wouldn't even change my coworker, because that was just an example of the skills I'm going to need when I do ultimately become CEO of LEX. I'm going to need to deal with situations like this. I'm going to need to have people think they can come to me with these types of situations, and I'm going to need to know how to deal with them. So my mom pointed that out to me, and so I'm grateful, honestly, that happened to me. I think it'll be good for me in the long run to have that experience with a job that is so supportive. Everyone's so supportive and brings everyone up, and everyone cares about each other. So thanks, VDC, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And along with that, there have been bumps in the road when it comes to friends and who I can trust, and people showing who's gonna be there for you and who you can talk to. And I'm very fortunate in the fact that most of the people that I chose to talk to and be around and surround myself with, for the most part, are supportive, are there for me, do care, want to hang out and do all this stuff with me, are just genuinely there for me with anything. I could 50 cents, and the people I surround myself with would give me $50. That's the type of people that I, for the most part, chose to surround myself with. I did have one person in particular that wasn't the case for. A lot of negative things were said to me, and I was defensive when this person said these hurtful things to me. It really did upset me because I like to think that I'm not a great person, but I like to think I'm a good friend and a good human being. And I don't let my friends hurt themselves. To my knowledge, I don't want anything bad for my friends. I want nothing but happiness and my friends to reach their goals. That's all I want. That's the type of friend I am and aim to be. So for this person to say hurtful things that are not that, and to tell me that I am not those things, really did crush me for a while, and I second guessed a lot, and it didn't help that I wasn't around my best friends from back home. It was very hard to deal with someone like that, but I mean, you live and you learn. You learn who is there for you and who is not, and you learn how to get along and just make it by with those people. Though I had one bad experience with one person, I gained about 10 to 20 more different people in my life that are supportive and do know the kind of good quality friend I am. On the topic of friends, this is a little bit more serious. I did lose a friend this year that caught me off guard. Caught us all, I think, off guard. Brendan left us this year very suddenly and tragically. He took his own life. And I was indeed taking tests at this time, taking finals, when we got the news, and I was at college. This is one of those times again when Natalie swept in and really helped me through that. She skipped out of class to come help me. But yeah, that did happen. It's still hard. It's always gonna be hard. We'll always remember him. He's not going anywhere. His smile will never leave my thoughts. He's with us forever in that way. But that whole incident did drive and reminded me why I do support Hope for the Day so much. Hope for the Day is a mental illness and mental health awareness organization, nonprofit, back here in Chicago. They do a lot of work with art and music. They have projects. One is related to hip hop. Can't exactly remember what it's called. They put on things like Hope for the Day Fest. They put on art shows. They sponsor runs and awareness events all over the Chicagoland area for mental health and suicide prevention. And Brendan and the situation really reminded me and ingrained why I care about it so much. I care about the cause. I care heavily about the message. Their message is, it's okay not to be okay, have hope. This organization is the reason why I do have it tattooed on my ribs. But yeah, so that promo, hello. Not getting paid to say this, I just truly do believe in Hope for the Day and what they stand for and what they help with and what they do. As I know many local bands do know Hope for the Day and do support them as well. There's always help, there's numbers, and there's always someone willing to listen and talk to you. I'll put those down in the description. But yeah, a little less sad. I did date a few people. Not gonna name names because that's not gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen. But with these few dates, I did learn a lot about me. I hadn't had a boyfriend until college, hadn't gone on a date with anyone until college. I learned I have a type. I learned what I'm okay with and what I'm not. Let's put it like that. I learned a lot about relationships in general from friends around me. I just learned a lot. So just putting that in there, it's college relationships. But I did learn a lot about them. And then kind of getting to the end of this video, a group of friends and I started hanging out at the laundry room at night, trying to study and stuff. So we would hang out in the laundry room and study and stuff, which basically just means we talked while we had our books open, and our laptops open, and we would end up watching movies late at night in the laundry room, just together, spending time together. And you know, it was bittersweet because I knew it was the last month of the school year, and I knew it was about to come to an end, and it just made me realize how grateful I am for all the people that have been involved with my first year of college, good or bad, happy, sad, anything like that, and a great time. And those are the memories that I want to hold on to, are nights like that. And I hope I don't forget anytime soon, and I hope there's many more to come in the next 3 years. Hopefully only 3 years of college that I have left. Yeah, it just made me love the people I ended up spending time with, and it made me really happy that I picked Western. And I picked the aviation house, and I made all these choices that led me to those couches in that laundry room in that moment with those people watching those movies. There were a lot of struggles, a lot of tears, but also a lot of good times and laughter, and I wouldn't trade that for anything, as much as some of those things hurt. I've done nothing but grow and find some new things that I love, and learn so much about not just aviation as an industry, but about the world around me and the way people interact with each other, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I learned a lot about people, and I learned a lot about me. And, you know, I could have picked a better place to do it. I still do bleed purple, but I also now bleed brown and gold. I would say row the boat, but we can't say that anymore. So I guess it's just a great day to be a Bronco. But yeah, I'm super glad I got to spend my first year with these people and at this university, and I'm glad to be home to see all my friends again and to spend time with my family and my dog. But yeah, thanks, Western.